We're buying a car with a $35,000 list price and have a choice between receiving a $5,000 cash rebate or taking 0% financing for 5 years. Let's consider how we record the purchase of this car under each scenario. First, what if we selected the cash rebate? If we select the cash rebate, we will debit car for $30,000 and credit cash for $30,000. This is because our net cash out of pocket is $30,000. We may give them $35,000 and they immediately turn around and give us a $5,000 cash rebate. And so how much cash are we out? We are out $30,000 in cash. The $30,000 represents the purchase price of the car. It's the amount of cash we exchanged for the car. So we'll credit cash for $30,000 and debit car for $30,000. Now what if instead we had selected the 0% financing and we make 5 payments of $7,000 a year at the end of each year? Well, once again, it's the exact same car, so we would debit car for $30,000 and credit the loan for $30,000. And a lot of you are going to balk at this and say, wait a minute, the list price is $35,000. It doesn't matter what the list price is. What matters is how much cash would we pay for the car, and we determined in step 1 that that was a $30,000 price. Let's take a look at another situation. What if instead of a $35,000 list price, they gave us a list price of $1,035,000 and offered a $1,005,000 cash rebate? Certainly we wouldn't record the car at a value of $1,035,000. We would record the car at its net cash price, which is $30,000. So let's go ahead and continue on. We've recorded the car at $30,000 and a loan for $30,000. We next have to record our payment at the end of the first year. To determine our payment at the end of the first year, we're going to need to undertake 2 steps. The first step is to calculate our implicit interest rate. And we can solve for the implicit interest rate. It's the interest rate that relates the $7,000 a year payment to our $30,000 price. Put in $30,000 for your present value. We're going to make a payment of $7,000 a year for 5 years. And when we solve for the interest rate, we find the implicit interest rate on this loan is 5.369%. The second step then is to prepare an amortization table. To prepare an amortization table, recall, it looks exactly like this. Our beginning loan balance is $30,000. We were going to be making a payment of $7,000 a year for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The amount of interest in the first year is simply our $30,000 loan balance multiplied by our 5.369% interest rate. So the interest we would owe in the first year is $1,610. The difference then between the $7,000 payment and our $1,600 in interest will be the reduction in principal. So our loan balance then at the end of the first year will then be $24,610. This is the difference between our original loan balance of $30,000 and the portion of that first payment that goes towards the principal. All right then, recording our payment at the end of the first year, we will record interest expense of $1,610, which we calculated in our amortization table. Our principal will go down by $5,389, and we will credit cash for $7,000. For the second year, our payment will again be recorded a credit to cash for $7,000, but this time our interest expense will only be $1,300, and that's because our new interest expense will be based on our current loan balance, which has dropped from $30,000 to $24,000. And again, the difference between our cash payment and our interest expense will get applied to the loan balance or the principal. After 5 years, we will find our loan balance has been reduced to 0.